Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. And today, I'm thrilled to bring you a run in the Arena Limited Championship Qualifier. So in this draft, if I get 7 wins before I hit my second loss, then I get a token for another draft. If I do well in that draft, I qualify for the Arena Limited Championships. And if I do well in that event, then I qualify for the actual in-person World Limited Championships tournament. So we have to put together one heck of a good run, and it all starts here. So let's jump into it. All right, pack one, pick one. We're starting with a pretty weak rare. Bree of Clan Stoutarm is a 4-drop with no enters the battlefield effect and no protection. Those tend not to be that good in contemporary Magic, and I think its performance has pretty much borne that out. Keeper is an okay Vivid payoff, but really not so good in draft. More of like a card you play in sealed if you have to. Moonlit Lamenter is a kind of a card, where my heart lies. I like, slowly drawing cards, but not a great performer in draft. So I'm probably between one of these two cards. Honestly, both of these cards are massively powerful cards for an archetype that I view as slightly underdrafted, Merfolk and Elementals. The archetype that I'm a little bit more comfortable with, and that I think is actually even more underdrafted, is the Elementals archetype, and Flameraider is a more essential piece for that deck. So I'm going to take that. If you're taking the overall highest win rate card, you might just take a Dawnhand Eulogist, but I think that's a little bit forcing behavior in my view. This is a very interesting pick. So Thoughtweft Imbuer is probably the highest raw quality card in the pack. And, I don't mind it. Ironshield Elf is a pretty good card for what seems to be basically the best deck. And then we have another Flameraider. Now, I'm not trying to double down on my pack one, pick one, but starting off with 2 Flameraiders is kind of a, let's say, staking a point of view in the draft. It's saying, I have 2 of the top enablers for Elementals, and I'm going to go that way unless I'm persuaded otherwise. Of course, in draft, you always want to be very easy to persuade otherwise. So I would put this down to a pick between Thoughtweft Imbuer and Flameraider. Pack one, pick one. Maybe I would lean towards Thoughtweft Imbuer, but maybe not even. I've had much more luck personally with the Elementals deck than with the Kithkin deck. I know that, there's not just one deck, like one Kithkin deck or one Elementals deck to draft, but I think starting off with 2 Flameraiders sounds pretty sweet, and it's just a lane that I'm more comfortable in. And I definitely think in these competitive events, you want to play to your strengths. This is probably not the time to try out an archetype that you've never tried before. If there's one that you're much more comfortable with, for better or worse, by this very late stage in the format, you might just know the lines better, know what cards work, know what pieces you're looking for to have a good functional deck overall, and it might just be worth leaning in that direction. Now, having said that, here we have a choice between Reaping Willow, which I view as a very strong overall card, and Prismabasher, which is on the whole pretty good. This one is an elemental, so we could turbo it out with our Flameraiders, which sounds kind of sweet to me. I do think Reaping Willow is a little bit better overall, but I kind of just want to, I also have had a lot of luck with this style of deck, like just playing straight to the board with some kind of ramp, some kind of fixing, and nice top end payoffs. This is a very interesting pick as well. So here we have arguably the top common in the format, Assert Perfection, up against a very strong uncommon in the same color, which is the Dundulin Weaver. And personally, I would boil the choice down to one of those 2 cards. Dundulin Weaver is totally awesome for doing like kind of crazy shenanigans, but I'm actually just going to go with Assert Perfection here. It's just a simple, strong removal spell. Okay, now this is rather surprising. Moonvigil Adherence probably does not belong in this pack. And I actually wonder, we are not necessarily going to play these Flameraiders, especially if we're not getting past a lot of the Elementals pieces. But I actually wonder if maybe we have the start of some kind of Gruul beatdown deck. I've had mixed success with that kind of thing in this format. I will also say so Moonvigil Adherence is the highest raw power card in the pack, in my opinion. This is boosted by being an elf, so it goes in the highest win rate deck, but it doesn't need to be in it, right? It's not counting elves, it's just counting creatures. Unbury is a nice value piece, Tweeze is fine, and Swat Away is also fine, but Moonvigil Adherence is just head and shoulders above the others in terms of raw power. Here we have an absolute top card for the Merfolk archetype, which tells us that Merfolk is wide open. Seems like Merfolk and Kithkin both actually are pretty open, but this is like a B+ level pull into Merfolk. I would not be sad pack one pick oneing this, as well as the mana fixing for Merfolk. So we actually could, and in this format, you do have to be open to that kind of hard pivot. We actually could just jump on the Merfolk train right here, right now. Also, because green-white is more open, we could play Wanderbrine Trapper in a more Kithkin-y deck. I think I'm going to lean in that direction. A safer pick might be Temporal Cleansing, which would lean back in the Elementals direction, but this Wanderbrine Trapper kind of breaks things wide open in my view. Seeing a Wanderbrine Trapper that late strongly suggests we will be rewarded if we are open to picking cheap white creatures. So here I'm leaning towards Wanderbrine Creature. Dream Harvest is not a good card. Aquatex Defenses has been overperforming a little bit, as I think has Scarblade's Malice, but Scarblade's Malice I think is boosted by just being in the Elf deck. And Dawn's Light Archer is okay. The stat line is not amazing. I think when in doubt in Limited, just take the 2-drop, and I'm going to go with the Wanderbrine Preacher here. I am now mindful that I'm getting pushed around the table a little bit, but we really want to end up in the correct lane. Here, I'm very fond of a few of these cards. So we could take like a Crossroads Watcher and solidify a point of view that we are a green-white beatdown deck. I'm not so sure that I really like that, especially when I passed a really good Kithkin card early, so I have no confidence that I'm going to start getting really good Kithkins coming back from the left. And I'm actually just going to take Temporal Cleansing. It's a totally solid removal spell. Often the person just puts it on the bottom and it straight up gets rid of a creature. And at the same time, Flame Raiders go with the mana value 4 or greater payoffs, especially the Rhine Speaker that draws a card when you cast a spell of mana value 4 or greater, and Temporal Cleansing is the removal spell for that deck. Here, I'm boiling it down to a choice between Colwrath Mystic and Aquatex defenses. I'll just take the card with the solid body. This is not a good card that I'm looking to play, but at this point, I'm a little low on creatures. One thing I didn't mention when I took that second Flame Raider, but was very much at the top of my mind, is that I could wheel Flamekin Guildweaver, which is an awesome card for the Elementals deck. And I'm just going to snap that up right now. I mean, Guildleaf's Embrace is fine. Swat Away is pretty good. Another mana value 4 or greater card that you can kind of cheat out. Here, I'm actually going to take Squawk Roaster. This card can just win games on its own, right? So if we're heading for some kind of Teamer Elementals situation, which looks reasonably plausible, and especially if we can cheat it out a little bit early with Flame Raider, like a turn 3 Squawk Roaster, then I'm going to be quite happy to have that compared to, I don't know, some random green combat trick that might not make my deck. And Runaway Together is fine. Double Steam Fence is like, feels like it's a joke being played on me personally. Can I just take a Steam Fence and wheel a Steam Fence and be really secure in Teamer? Maybe what I'm supposed to do here is don't take the Steam Fence, be very confident that I'm going to wheel one Steam Fence, right? Just send 2 Steam Vents around the table and say, you know what? I think I'm going to be seeing one of you guys again. The other option, now, I do have these random green cards. We kind of need to stake a position on what we think is open at the table right now. It looks like green was a little bit of a fluke maybe, but blue has not been super convincingly open. So perhaps I'm leaning towards taking... Well, there's no red card in the pack, really. I'm going to hope to wheel Pukat's Eye, Steam Vents, or Steam Vents, and I'm going to snap up a Temporal Cleansing here. I could take Lissalana Informant and just try to go back towards that kind of more green-red beatdown direction, given that blue was not like super open. But I actually think I am more likely to end up blue-red because that's the Elementals colors, and I have my 2 Elementals enablers. And here, Endblaze Epiphany is definitely a pull into red. This is one of the best red cards. It can often be a 2-for-1. So it deals X damage to a creature, and then you get to pull a card off of your library, and then you can play it if you have enough mana to do so. But it's also at instant speed. It's just strong instant speed removal. Here, we could wheel Temporal Cleansing. I do not like Noggle the Minds. I'm famous for my hatred for cards like Noggle the Mind, but in a pinch, I'll definitely play it at a tough draft table. And then we might take, I mean, Sourbred Ante is like not so terrible. Okay, I'm not falling for Spry and Mighty again. I ended up with one of those in my deck last time knowing it was not a good idea, and it was not a good idea. Here I might actually just take the Moon Vigil Adherence. Is it possible I'm like a Teamer beatdown kind of thing? We could be playing, let's see, Elder Ante in any other set would have been way better. Here it's just not that great. I don't really want to feed the flames when I already have double Temporal Cleansing. I'm not in the market for Chitinous Grasp, playing Crossroads Watcher, Aquatex Defense. So yeah, I'm just going to take the most powerful card in the pack, and I guess we're just going to figure out what exactly we're doing, what exactly is going on here. Let's see. It's very possible I am just straight up green-red, actually. We shall see. So Twin Flame Travelers is a nice reward here. This really makes me think that Teamer, I kind of bullied people out of Teamer. Virulent Emissary is a top green card, really good with Assert Perfection. Twin Flame Travelers, I'm going to take this just because, look, if I can end up in the Elementals lane, I think I'm happy with this start. And then Colorado Zealot is, I think it is the top Elementals common, that maybe a little bit better than a Flamekin Guildweaver. Assert Perfection is the best green common. Gangly Stomping is totally fine in my view. This card can just, they have to answer it somehow. It's not hard to answer, but it will just win games if left unchecked. So I have a lot of respect for the Stompling. Here, I think Pitiless Fist is a top card. I might honestly just be headed for a Teamer deck. I mean, this card is so powerful, it's almost hard to just pass up. That does make me think I need green to be a main color, because look, we have 2 green pips on 2 Moon Vigil Adherents, 2 green pips on a Prismabasher, and now if we're investing in Pitiless Fists, kind of feels like green is a main color. And maybe blue is the splash. Flame Braider does conditionally help splash. It helps splash 4 elementals. I would like this Changeling Wayfinder, but I think I'm still in the frame of mind of, let's just take the best cards and let the chips fall where they may. We're about halfway through pack 2. So now is a time where I could take a Chaos Spewer, but I think at this stage, let's take Evolving Wilds. Not the greatest card ever created, but we are headed in a pretty teamery direction. Let's see, I'm probably not playing Runaway together, but suppose I find like a Tanufel Rhyme Speaker. I'm going to want to play that on turn 4 every single time I see it. So we really want to make sure that we have a good number of blue pips. And here, by the same exact token, it's very possible that I do just take Furdak Core. This is a very do-nothing card. The other option would be Flaring Cinder, which is much more play to the board. Yeah, I might just take the Flaring Cinder. It has flexible enough mana, and it's not mana fixing exactly, but it helps me find my colors, because you can throw away like a Prismabasher if you don't have the double green and draw into a Squawk Roaster, something like that. Glister Baron is a lovely little confirmation. So I don't want to go too far in the Vivid direction, but Glister Baron is one of the payoffs. Now you need to build your deck correctly. So now I'm going to heavily prioritize cards like Chaos Spewer. If I can get more of these back, I'll be really happy to play them. Just cards that up my Vivid count while very specifically playing to the board. Safe Right, okay, the Steam Vents came back to us. Safe Right Cavalry is a little bit painful to pass up on. That's so funny that I actually could have taken a Steam Vent and wheeled a Steam Vent, but I think we did the right thing, I think. So let's just grab that Steam Vents and be very happy with it. I mean, that's a really nice dual land for us. Here I'm going to take the 2-drop. I mean, I love Temporal Cleansing, but with 2 Temporal Cleansings already, and strongly suspecting that blue is going to be on the splash, I'll take the 2-drop, even though this is basically just a Grizzly Bears. You're really not hoping to play Flame Chain Mauler. I will say, with double Flame Braider, Flame Chain Mauler becomes a little bit better because of the threat of activating it. You could attack this into a 3/3 when you have a Flame Braider up, and you will be able to activate its ability even if you don't actually need to. They might choose not to block because of that. Here I'm just going to snap up a Kulrath Zealot and be very happy with that. Probably the best common in this archetype. And Wheeling Flamekin Guildweaver again reassures me that I am in the correct lane. All right, I have a little bit less time to decide about this pack because my cat had to be let in or else he would continue screaming forever. I'm actually on Tam, not a card that has performed as highly as I thought it did. I like to joke that this card is basically Giver of Runes, although of course it's not really. But it ups your Vivid count. It's a 2-drop. It actually makes it really hard to remove your big threats. Like it makes Glister Baron a little bit better. And I'm hoping to wheel, yeah, like Chaos Spear or something like that. Not what we would hope to be pick one-ing out of pack 3, but a perfectly respectable card. Here I'm all over this Shine Striker. This is the kind of a card that we are hoping for above all else. Shine Striker is just like the best Vivid payoff, bar nothing in my books. So we're hoping not to play Aquatex defenses, Restless Ransacking. We definitely need more fixing, like more Changeling Wayfinders and this kind of thing if we're going to properly be 3 colors. But now we've started to fill up on ways of actually winning the game through Vivid. Now we need to focus on the part of the problem where we have to actually survive. We have to actually survive. So let's get a Changeling Wayfinder. This is, oh yeah, also playing our spells is the other issue. This is a really nice one because it can be activated. You know, you can pay for it with your elementals creatures, and you can fix your mana, and it also is a chump blocker. And if you have any tribal synergies, that can be useful, but we so far don't, to my knowledge. It also is kind of anti-Vivid synergistic, which is a little bit of a problem, but I'm just going to snap that up. So we're basically trying to make a straight up 3-color deck work. It's very possible that I cut these green creatures, but I kind of think they're just contributing so much that I don't want to. Here we have a choice between Assert Perfection and I would say Rooftop Percher. Assert Perfection is a better card overall. I'm a little worried about my mana and also not playing to the board enough. So I think I might just snap up the Rooftop Percher. I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal spells basically. Assert Perfection is a better card, but I think at this stage, having a evasive creature that can deal a bunch of damage in the air and also gain me life, helps in a racing situation, get pumped by Glister Baron. This just feels better. Also, you can turbo it out on turn 3 with a Flame Raider. So here I'll take Evolving Wilds because I don't think we are in the market for Lissalana Informant, although it would be nice if we could. Basically, my deck is just trying to play enough 2-drops not to get totally killed, and I'm hoping to see another one later in the draft. I was about to say I would probably rather, looking at the distribution of mana, I would probably rather it be a blue rather than a green 2-drop. Having said that, do I actually want Soulbright Seeker? How many elementals do I have right now? 12 plus changelings. Yeah, I think I actually take the Soulbright Seeker. It's close to me, but I think I actually take Soulbright Seeker. Wow, another Moon Vigil Adherence. Can I possibly get away with that, or should I just take the Steam Vents? I think I just take the Steam Vents. I have enough ways of winning the game. Now I just need to be able to play all of my stuff. I might not play the second Evolving Wilds. I'm just going to take the Steam Vents, and we're just hoping to win on raw power. This here is between Tweeze and Glamormite. I actually think maybe I'm on Glamormite. Play to the board a little bit more. I'm probably cutting... I don't know if I'm cutting my Moon Vigil Adherence. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm probably cutting Kulrath Mystic, that's for sure. And then Chaos Spear, I'm actually very happy to see this one come back. I will be playing it. I probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might be cutting, let's see, Soulbright Secret Sword, 24 cards right now. Maybe we cut a Temporal Cleansing, play the Chaos Spear, cut something a little bit more expensive. Maybe Squawk Roaster is just not relevant at this point. That's probably the correct cut. And now we're looking at 23 cards. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, this is not my dream deck. But it can win games. This deck can win games. I'll probably take a Summon Sentinel over the other one. Neither of these cards is good. Yeah, actually, I think I probably don't play Wild Unraveling because of the tough mana requirements. But yeah, I mean, this deck can win games. We never saw Tanafel Rhymespeaker. We did not get into a simple Elementals lane. But I feel like we responsibly dabbled around. You know, we were picking up Merfolk cards and we thought maybe Merfolk is open, but it was not. And we ended up in okay looking Teamer deck. I'm wondering if I cut one more thing for Temporal Cleansing, but actually Temporal Cleansing, we didn't really get there, right? Temporal Cleansing wants you to have payoffs for mana value 4 or greater casts. I wonder if we do something like Moon Vigil Adherence is not really supported in this deck exactly. Maybe I cut a Moon Vigil Adherence and play a Squawk Roaster. That's a big step down in raw power, but what Squawk Roaster is better supported in this deck. All right, I'm going to try a little something like this. Curve is okay. Nothing too incredibly special. If you count Soulbright Speaker as a 2-drop, I have more 2-drops than 3-drops. I maybe should cut one more expensive card and play a cheaper card, but Wild Unraveling and Summit Sentinel are not convincing to me as my cheaper options. So I think we're just hoping to like survive into the mid game and then beat down. So, all right, let's see how it goes. Okay. Sorry, I was just counting lands. Let's see how it goes. As we get ready for our first game, I do want to say I post a new video every single day. I'm trying to get better at Magic just one day at a time and take my community right along with me. I post the runs that don't go so well, and I also post the runs where we get there. And I try to talk through every single decision carefully. So I'm trying to expose as much of my thought process to you as possible with the vision that we can get better at Magic together as a community. If that does sound appealing to you, do go ahead and click subscribe. There's a link in the description below that will take you to an easy, quick subscription page. All right. You know, it has all of our colors. Definitely a keeper. Not the best cards I've ever drawn, but Flame Braider makes this hand a whole lot better. Love my opponent's lands. That's awesome. I will say, in my experience, Flame Braider is a total removal magnet, so I will not be surprised if this just gets Blight Rotted right away. But my inclination is to play Chaos Spewer. I can't pay the 2, though. So maybe I just play Rooftop Percher. I don't know if they're in like a classic elf situation. So I could play Chaos Spewer Blight onto itself and also play a Flame Chain Mauler with the idea that I'm just ramping out a Prismabasher. That could be kind of sweet, couldn't it? Giving a lot of stuff, plus a lot, plus a lot. Let's see. The other option is just ramp out a Rooftop Percher, which doesn't really help me that much towards like Prismabasher. Another option is to play Tam, but not yet invest in the Chaos Spewer. I think I kind of just want to do the ramp plan. So first of all, I'm definitely going to play the Flame Chain Mauler. And then, yeah, I guess let's go for the Chaos Spewer. Blight onto itself. It'll be a while before I really want to pay full price for a Chaos Spewer, so... Especially with Assert Perfection sitting there, and if I draw any land, I can just immediately Prismabash for 3. Giving all these guys +3/+3. When you Prismabash, you kind of do want it to be lethal, but a turn 4 Prismabasher is so commanding. Okay, I mean, that's all right. A little annoying. Especially because it shuts down my mana. Like, I could have played the Twin Flame Travelers otherwise. Twin Flame Travelers, by the way, so nice with Prismabasher. So crash in for 5 here. I don't think there's any pump or anything coming to their rescue. And then I guess I'll just play Tam. We do have all of our colors. We just need more lands. Now Prismabasher is looking nice. I just wish I could have done it turn 4. That would have been so good. It was a smart Bog Slither's Embrace from the opponent for sure. Okay, so this can definitely get Assert Perfection by Chaos Spewer. You're going to play Dawnhand Dissident. Okay, that guy can get Assert Perfection, perhaps. Interesting. Still stuck on mana. That's very unfortunate. We started out with all 3 of our lands. We've just drawn 0 lands. I think I actually... Let's see. Maybe I Assert Perfection Chaos Spewer onto Dawnhand Dissident. And then I attack because I don't really want them to get to recast Formidable Speaker. So maybe that's what I do. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. I really wish that I just had mana. Okay, I'll accept that trade. I wonder what that means. Maybe they have Unbury. That would be annoying. Well, I'll play this and behold that elemental. I mean, if I could play Rooftop Percher, I'd be very pleased. Not. Wretched Wretch. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Okay, that's a nice one. So now, do I just attack with Soulbright Seeker and Flame Chain Mauler? It makes sense to me. Maybe they can Blight onto something. I kind of want to... I definitely want to keep Tam back. Okay, interesting. I wonder what that's about. They really are in like damage prevention mode, or they might just have Unbury right now. No, if they had Unbury, they would have just done it, right? So they don't have Unbury. That's not what's explaining their behavior. And the Sprigs, they clearly think they win in the long run. The whole way that they're playing is strongly asserting that they win in the long run. Like they have something amazing in their hand. That's how I interpret this. I think I want to throw that Kalraz Zealot away, because then if I get a... So I'm going to get a forest, and then if I can get one more land, then I can actually play my Prismabasher next turn, which looks almost lethal. I'm about to put them down to 10. And Prismabasher is going to give 3 creatures +4/+4. Or 3 creatures +3/+3, I mean. Let's see what this is. I mean, they're really playing like they have something special. Okay, that might have been it. That might have been it. That might have been what they were leading up to. Basically, if I see this card, I stabilize. So now I'm going to give... Okay, do I do this right now? The question is, what order? Do I play Prismabasher now? Give 3 creatures +3/+3. Yeah, it's a lethal attack. Okay, just kind of wanted to double check that. I gave 3 creatures +3/+3. Oh, sorry, Twin Flame Travelers. It double triggers. It double triggers. This is the dream that I had in mind when I put that card in my deck. All right, we beat the totally responsible, pretty bomb-laden Sultai deck. I wonder if they were playing Marilyn. All right, yeah, smooth as butter. If they had been more assertive, I definitely would have been in trouble, but I'm kind of liking my deck. I'm gonna see if I want to make any changes to it before we go on to the next game. Yeah, I actually think maybe these Moon Vigil Adherents are a little greedy. Moon Vigil Adherents wouldn't have been so good that game. Maybe it's better to have Temporal Cleansing, or even, do I even just try Squawk Roaster? So maybe I go like one more down on Forests, up on Island, cut Temporal Cleansing and play a Squawk Roaster. I don't think Squawk Roaster is great, but like a turn 3 Squawk Roaster in a deck with so much hybrid actually seems, it's a must answer threat, right? All right, on to the next one. Also, the thing about TAM is, and I have never gotten to do this. Well, this is quite an aggressive hand. I like it. I've never gotten to do this, but the thing about TAM is it can make your creatures, it's like, isn't it supposed to be so good in a Vivid deck? Because it can make your creatures gain all colors until end of turn. I haven't actually gotten to test that out, but like that seems like a big part of the appeal to me. Like you use TAM right before you play the Prismabasher. Seems pretty good. So we're hoping to just land a turn 4 Colorado Zealot. I mean, this might just get tweezed next turn, but the idea is turn 4 Colorado Zealot. Oh, actually, hold on. Hold on. Can I play Colorado Zealot next turn? No. I think I could have though, right? Because I could have gone use Flame Braider to double activate the Seeker, activate it again with the red. That's 4, 5, and 6. I was about to play a Colorado Zealot. Oh, Explosive Prodigy, you are the most annoying card they have printed. It's just so good. And it really asks almost nothing of you. Okay, well, turn 4 Colorado Zealot is still good. I just wish it had been turn 3 Colorado Zealot. At least they couldn't kill Flame Raider with their Explosive Prodigy, at least not yet. Wretched Wretch is fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so let's go in with Flame Chain Mauler first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is until the end of my next turn. Yeah. Okay, time to stop drawing lands, by the way. That's like more than enough lands. More than enough lands. Really don't need more lands. Not a land. Come on. Oh, no. Yeah. And they kill this, and now I have 0 action. I'm behind on board with 0 action. Oh, well, this is quite a way to go down. I don't want to just attack and double pump Flame Chain Mauler. I mean, this is so sad. Last game I couldn't draw any lands. This game I can only draw lands. That's magic, my friends. No, I think I block the Wretched Wretch with Flame Chain Mauler, or maybe even Flame Braider. Like, when am I going to be trying to double spell and accelerate myself? Am I winning the race? I deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, putting them to 8. They deal 5, putting me to 10. I deal another 6, putting them to 2. I'm inclined to just race. I don't know if this is correct, but like my hope is draw Prismabasher, something like that. Gut Splitter Gang is a very unfortunate one to see here, but they can only do this so many times. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 8. I drew 3, 4 non-lands and 8 lands. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 9 lands and 4 non-lands. Yeah. Honestly, I will go ahead and say there's not that much that you can do to win in a situation like that. All right, I'll trade. Honestly, I'll trade. Okay, sure. I could have pumped ahead of time, but I don't hate that. This does mean that they have more creatures in their hand. Yeah, I would have felt pretty good about this game. Oh yeah, they can do this to avoid having to pay life. Yeah, I see. I get it. Okay. Right. The ability is gone. Okay. I'm going to take this time. Now I just want to draw Shine Striker. Like, that's all. If I can get Shine Striker, maybe Endblaze Epiphany gives me some outs, something like that. But really, it's Shine Striker that I need to draw. Prismabasher is an interesting one. Yeah. What do my outs look like? So I played Prismabasher, give 2 creatures +2/+2. I'm attacking with them both. No, I can't. If I attack with them both, they can just take the damage from one of them. Oh, I have to tap Flame Raider anyways. Prismabasher blocks Wretched Wretch, Flame Chain Mauler, Chump's Gut Splitter Gang, something like that. Yeah, I have to tap my Flame Raider. Maybe I went too low on forests? I don't know. I'm supposed to have like more creatures on board at this point in the game. So play Prismabasher. Flame Chain Mauler gets +2/+2 and attack with it. They'll just block with Wretched Wretch. Crack back. No, or they just take it, crack back with everything. Prismabasher blocks Gut Splitter Gang. And all my stuff is tapped. I think, and this really sucks. It seems as though I have to just pass this guy and take it. Not attack with anything. Just eat my feelings about it. I have no attacks. Because otherwise I'm dead on the counterattack. So depressing. Also, Boggart Cursecrafter puts me at much less than 5. It puts me at 1 effectively. Yeah, I'm actually dead. I'm actually dead no matter what. So I go to 4. Not sure that made sense to me. Oh, well, they have Blight Rod, then they just attack with both. Okay. Well, sometimes you just only draw lands. Sometimes you draw 4 cards and 9 lands, and that's magic. That's magic. On to the next one. Maybe I go up 1 more forest after that experience. Something like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to go below 8 red sources. I mean, I do have the Evolving Wilds, but 8 natural red sources. All right, on to the next one. Let's draw the appropriate number of lands next time. All right, this is a very fragile hand. A very fragile hand indeed. But I'm going to keep it. I mean, I think you got to keep hands like this. It can go so right or so wrong. It could definitely go so wrong. It could definitely go so wrong. Okay, well, Flame Breeder, and then our idea is pretty much just next turn, Squawk Roaster and Evolving Wilds. The turn after that, Rooftop Percher. I will say Flame Breeder is such a removal magnet. Looks like it's not Assert Perfection. Very nice. All right, we get to land a Squawk Roaster. Oh, or we land a Flamekin Guildweaver. That feels better, doesn't it? Reluctant Downguard, if they play a creature, can't be blocked. Okay, so maybe I do Squawk Roaster. Maybe I do just run out Squawk Roaster. I mean, I kind of like having the treasure token though, because then I can go for like Kulrath Zealot right after that. Or Shine Striker. And just hit my land drops. So I think maybe the treasure token is the right way to go. And let's go for a forest here. No need to keep the opponent in suspense. And hopefully we don't get run over. I mean, turboing out like 4 3s into 5 6s, or 6 5s, I mean, is one way to not get run over, right? That is one way to not get run over. Our hand is so action-packed. And then I will block. I will block. Yeah, I will block. It's not like that guy's upping my Vivid count or anything. So do I go for Kulrath Zealot and try to flip a land? Or do I go for Shine Striker and try to draw a land? I think Kulrath Zealot, because it's such a good blocker. It also can land cycle, so feels a little rough to throw away the treasure and the land cycling option, but our chances are just so good of flipping a land, and I will trade it with Bristlebane Outrider in a heartbeat. Very good, very good. Actually, will I? Maybe I'll just take Bristlebane Outrider if they crash in with that. To be honest, that's probably better. Because then it makes Prismabasher a little bit more solid, Shine Striker a little bit more solid, and I can assert Perfection in next turn anyways. Next turn might look like draw land, assert Perfection onto Bristlebane Outrider, and play a Squawk Roaster. That could be a respectable next turn. Now, as soon as I said that, I feel like I'm chickening out. I'm just going to block it. I want to preserve my life total. I don't want to get into a game of I'm at 13, you know? Okay, now you bring it back. Yeah, that's pretty annoying, but I just have so much going on. I'm not too terrified of that. Probably I'll go with... Do I go with Shine Striker, or do I go with, like, I mean, I could do, like, Colwrath Mystic Assert Perfection kind of thing. Colwrath Mystic is, like, an annoying one for them to deal with, I think. I don't really want to spend Assert Perfection, do I? Could also go with Rooftop Percher, but I basically, when I play Shine Striker, it would be nice if I could play it for 3. I don't really want to play Prismabasher defensively. I'd like to at least get some damage for that one. Maybe I do just play the Shine Striker. It's not like I need that many more cards in my hand. It doesn't hold them back next turn, though. If they play a land, well, then maybe I do just block with Shine Striker, force them to spend the turn pumping instead of spending the turn playing their Bristlebane Outrider. Okay, I could just not draw a land. Wow, the problems I'm having with number of lands is a little upsetting here. Okay, they didn't even try. They don't have the land. Okay, well, they can just attack and give everyone first strike. That's one thing that they can do. Wow, now I'm in trouble. That's annoying. Not getting a land there was so bad for me. Okay, so maybe I play Steam Vents tapped. I'm in like a struggle for my life at this point. I kind of want to assert Perfection, Shine Striker onto the Foul Knight, play Steam Vents tapped, and play Colwrath Mystic. I can't really get attacked again, so I need to stabilize at all costs. So let's shoot this guy. Play a land tapped. Can I attack is one question. Oh, I can play Squawk Roaster. That's a nice one. It really holds them back. They don't seem to have removal. But if they do draw like an Assert Perfection... No, Assert Perfection wouldn't do it. I kind of really want to attack with Shine Striker here. Oh, no, suppose they draw like Liminal Hold, attack for 6, and I'm like basically dead. I think let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's hold back 2 creatures here. I'm so favored in the long run. I really don't want to get into games of being at 3 life and having to throw away all of my material. They also seem stuck on lands. Okay, well, they just drew their next land. If they attack here, I'll offer the trade of Shine Striker. That Shine Striker is not super important to me. I'll be real with you. I'm about to have a Rooftop Percher down, which is like the same thing. I would also love to be able to hold up Endblaze Epiphany, but that's a few turns away, I'd say. We'll see what they've got. If they attack and pump, Squawk Roaster can eat anything unless they have like a +3/+3. Everstrike's Gift. That's interesting. You cannot pump, so I'll just block. Kind of makes sense. All right. And unless you play it right now, yeah, now I really want a Rooftop Percher and just get rid of that Everstrike's Gift. Definitely playing my land. So I can play the Rooftop Percher. I can play it off of Flame Raider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 3 mana up to Endblaze Epiphany something. I kind of like that. Squawk Roaster is looking really bad. Bristlebane Outrider, if they play a creature, can crack in for 5, which is fairly brutal. But I really want to get rid of that Everstrike's Gift. Well, cracking in for 5. I can double block the Bristlebane Outrider. No, I can't, because Squawk Roaster will stay a 1/4. Okay, another option is I just play Colwrath Mystic, and then if they try to Everstrike's Gift something, I'm going to get it Endblaze Epiphany. The problem is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm one short of Endblaze Epiphany Bristlebane Outrider if that's the one that they target. Taking 6 feels pretty bad. Although I'm going to gain some HP here. What if I just did like Temporal Cleansing on Bristlebane Outrider plus Ulwrath Mystic, but then I'm vulnerable in the air. Okay, I'm going to go for the most straightforward play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play a Rooftop Percher. Did I overcount by one? I'm going to exile Everstrike's Gift, and what do I not want them returning? Probably Gallant Foul Knight is the most dangerous. So get rid of those two, gain some HP, and then play a Kulrath Mystic with the remaining mana, buffing my Squawk Roaster. I could take 5 here, but I would only go down to 7. No point in attacking. They can just block with Bristlebane Outrider. I like my deck. Wish I hadn't dropped the last game. +2/+0 and Vigilance, you say? Yeah, and then Prismabasher comes down, gives 3 creatures +3/+3, including Squawk Roaster, which is then a 6/4 double striker, and we can get some attacks in, can't we? Just take the damage. You have a flash creature, 4/2 flash, something like that, or a pump spell. It'd just be a pump spell. It wouldn't shock me. Block Imposter. Okay, bringing back Dundulin Weaver. Okay, good thing I got rid of the card that I thought was the most damaging to me. All right. So Flock Imposter can get chunky now. So what do I want to do? Temporal Cleansing the Bristlebane Outrider. Sounds good to me. I cannot yet play a Prismabasher, but I can hold up Endblaze Epiphany. The other option is just play Prismabasher, holding up Endblaze Epiphany for 1 doesn't feel that good. And Bristlebane Outrider gets to keep just wreaking havoc on me. So, okay, let's just try get rid of you. It doesn't go all the way away, unfortunately, but it goes partially away. They have to spend a draw step on it. Play a land. Let's see. What can I attack with here? Probably just Ulwrath Mystic. I'm going to need to block this Flock Imposter. And Squawk Roaster needs to be able to block. I can Endblaze Epiphany Dundulin Weaver. But I kind of want to save Endblaze Epiphany for the Bristlebane Outrider. So why don't we just attack with Kulrath Mystic? I mean, I could do like a lot of damage to them here, though. Suppose I attack with both, putting them to 13. And then Prismabasher is going to like do a bunch of stuff. Squawk Roaster can block Timid Shield Bearer, killing it. And I can Endblaze Epiphany, Dundulin Weaver if need be, so I'm risking taking 2 damage. Maybe I just attack with Kulrath Mystic. Maybe I'm playing chicken here. Could be. But I feel like this really denies some counterplay. And end. And then I'm only going to Endblaze Epiphany if I absolutely have to. Because I'd rather save Endblaze Epiphany for Bristlebane Outrider, which is just a much more annoying threat for me to have to deal with. Reluctant Downguard. So you found another one of those? Okay. Then you play that guy. Sure. What is happening? Why would you attack with that? What? That didn't make any sense. I feel like they forgot that I had a flyer and then acted like they had a reason to do that. Okay, my turn. Yeah, this is a little annoying. So surely I'm just supposed to play Prismabasher, right? It makes it really hard for them to put together an attack. I can go in with Squawk Roaster. Am I dead? Like, in what situation do I just die on the crackback? They attack with everything in pump. I would block Dundulin Weaver, Flock Imposter. Flamebraider is pretty useless in that situation, so maybe let's tap the Flamebraider and keep up Endblaze. I kind of like that. So green, 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 blue, red. Play Prismabasher. That guy gets a bunch of extra stuff, and then I go pump, pump, pump. And then how much do we attack with? I kind of just want to attack with all three. The problem is I kind of want to, but I shouldn't, right? So if I attack with all three, you could take 7, go down to 9, and then 6 would put you down. You absolutely must block Squawk Roaster. So attacking with Squawk Roaster is as good as blocking with Squawk Roaster, right? The only question is, do I attack with Rooftop Percher? They're going to attack with everything and pump everything. I'm going to Endblaze Epiphany, let's say Flock Imposter, and block a Timid Shield Bearer. Shoot a Timid Shield Bearer and take 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not very good. I have 1, 2 blockers for 1, 2 creatures. Okay, I'm going to go in with these two. Still a kind of a chicken attack. But this lets me trade for Flock Imposter in the air, simplify a lot on the ground. It just makes it very clear that they don't have a lethal attack. My passive attacking in the air might be kind of handing them this game, but I'm just very concerned that like a single pump spell could be my demise. I'd like to just line up some blockers and clear the board a little bit. Deny them some counterplay, basically. They could just take 7. Yeah, okay. But now I just think they do not have a good attack. And now every turn I can be attacking with Squawk Roaster plus Prismabasher. 7 damage to them. And end. Or no, I'll play my tapped land. And then end. It's too bad I can't draw Shine Striker. That guy's gone. But actually, I would not mind shooting Bristlebane Outrider for 5 next turn. Basically, the heuristic is I cannot let through 3 creatures. It would be 6 damage. I could because it would be 6 damage, but they pump it. I really can't let through any 2 creatures unless it's like 2 2/2s. All right, go to my turn. Let's start by killing Bristlebane Outrider, I think. It's very possible I should just attack first with Prismabasher, but I kind of like the idea of being able to also attack with Colwrath Mystic. So, X damage to a creature. Until the end of your next turn, you can play it. Okay, so let's go with play this for X equals 5. 5 damage. I would rather tap, 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 tap. In case I draw like Assert Perfection or something, I definitely want to tap the Steam Vents. So goodbye to Bristlebane Outrider. Let's look at the top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, the top 3 cards. 3 is its power. I could just play a Twin Flame Travelers right now. That's kind of sweet, yeah. All right, so I'll get that one. Next. Okay, so once again, the situation is I need enough blockers to have no 3 creatures get through. Really, 2 creatures getting through is rough. So that would equal at least 2 blockers on the ground plus 1 in the air is quite safe. Maybe going in with these 3 is a nice distribution. So I have 2 blockers on the ground, 1 in the air, and then I'm about to play Twin Flame Travelers and have an extra blocker, trade a blocker in the ground for a blocker in the air, basically. Twin Flame Travelers means Colwrath Mystic would double trigger if it survives this combat, which it probably won't. They cannot take any 2 of my creatures, right? Squawk Roaster and Prismabasher are both representing 6 damage. Kind of wish I had that one more land to play Twin Flame Travelers without tapping Flame Raider. Okay, yep, that trade makes sense to me. But then they also have to like sacrifice a creature here essentially. So like Everstrike's Gift doesn't do it here. +3/+3 won't do it for them here. Hopefully my attacks have been judicious and not just so chicken it's ridiculous. I do still have a card in hand. They don't have perfect information. They're looking at their card, but oh, protective response. That's annoying. Okay, well, still get them pretty good. Now the question is, okay, I think I do play Twin Flame Travelers. Like, I could not play Twin Flame Travelers. Double block a Shield Bearer and Rooftop Percher blocks the Flock Imposter. But I kind of like playing the Twin Flame Travelers here. I just need to block enough to not die, and then I'm representing a lethal attack in the air. I like the idea of having another creature that's not summoning sick. I guess it would have gotten me an extra trigger off of Colwrath Mystic. That's kind of cool, but I feel like they have to block Colwrath Mystic from now on out no matter what. So I'm anticipating an attack with everything. Just give me an opportunity to screw up, basically. And I think Colwrath Mystic blocks a Shield Bearer, Rooftop Percher blocks Flock Imposter, and that's it. Something like that. And then I have a lethal attack on the ground unless they play another blocker. Is this like Assert Perfection or something? This has been a sweet game, by the way. It's been really interesting. They did some really cool looping stuff with like Dundulin Weaver and whatever, which was pretty impressive. How did they even get that back? I'll think about that later. Oh, Glister Baron, you say? That's a nice one. All right. Put down a Glister Baron. Trigger. Love the doubling. The whole doubling thing is so awesome. And then, if only Glister Baron were an elemental. Then we go to combat. Let's give Flame Raider +3. So it's a lethal attacker. Yeah. All right. We got there. It was touch and go, but listen, if our mana had like cooperated early on, I think we would have had a kind of smoother rollout. So I'm not feeling too terrible about that. And their deck was good. Like the sweet, responsible 2-color deck. Really too bad that we dropped a game to Flood because my deck feels, you know, I'm not sure it can necessarily go the distance, but even under the best of circumstances. But I feel like I could get some gems back here. See how it goes. Okay, so this can fetch me an island. And then I'm playing Flaring Cinder into Squawk Roaster. I kind of wish I had my, you know, my turboing mana dorks out, but just go ahead and do this. I don't really believe in the whole waiting game where you wait until the end of their turn to crack your Evolving Wild. It's just kind of like silly nonsense in my opinion. All right, Flaring Cinder. At least we have all of our mana under us, right? Probably I won't throw anything away. Oh, it's Scarblade Scout. That's a good one. Okay. At least it's not Bitterbloom Bearer, which is the other reason to play 2 mountains or 2 swamps in a row. They milled Maryland, which I'm not sure how to feel about that. I guess I would be really scared. Flaring Cinder. Do I pitch like Soulbright Seeker maybe? It's a little bit small ball at this point. And I would rather have lands with given what's in my hand. Yeah, I think let's pitch this guy. And Blaze Epiphany is a nice one. So yeah, I'm hoping they don't have like a way of recurring that Maryland. Now, do I just trade here? I think so, right? I don't really care about... I think I just trade. I don't really care about pitching everything. Yes, there's a reason they're trying to trade. It could be like Morkant size. But I guess it ups my Vivid count. That kind of matters for like Squawk Roaster. Making Squawk Roaster come down as a 2/4 would have been better. But like I have Rooftop Percher in my hand, which is why I feel like the usual reasons for them to want to have things in the graveyard don't really apply. So they whiffed on finding a forest, right? Twilight Diviner is not what they're wanting to grab, but it does surveil for them. Squawk Roaster holds back Eclipsed Elf successfully. It would kill the elf. And now I'm just going to get rid of that Maryland for good and be happy and have enough mana for Prismabasher. Sounds pretty good. So yeah. Goodbye to your stuff in your graveyard. Wait, this doesn't do anything when things like leave, right? Creatures would enter and they came from the graveyard. Yeah, that's not our situation. So let's get rid of these. Just making sure. Just making sure it's not like when a creature leaves your graveyard or anything. Okay, so this is a very weak Prismabasher, but whatever. Giving those 2 creatures +2 could be good. Could be good. So yeah, do I just play Prismabasher? I think so. Give my 2 guys +2. Kind of feels good. And Prismabasher is hopefully holding back everything in with both. They could double block here and trade, double trade essentially. Okay, they just chump blocked. All right, that's fine. And now I have a pretty nice board presence. I can shoot their Stoic Grove guide and crack in with everything depending on what they do. Okay. Looking like they have no combat trick. So shoot Stoic Grove guide for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could do that at instant speed, but I don't think there's any advantage to that, no. Okay, so shoot Stoic Grove guide for 4. Zap that guy. I don't think they have a pump spell here. Oh, they could have +2/+2 and hexproof. That would be annoying. That would really put me in a position where I have no counterplay. Okay, they don't have it, so now I exile 5 cards. Or I look at 5 cards. No, it is exile. Ooh, what a terrible 5 cards. Probably I'll just take Flame Chain Mauler. Wow, that's so bad. That's so bad. Well, Flame Chain Mauler can push damage, so let's get that guy. Okay, in with the team, I guess, right? Like, I will trade Squawk Roaster here happily. So yeah, in with the team. There's no swat away. Blight Rot? Could be Blight Rot. I wonder if it's Blight Rot. Like, block there and Blight Rot. It's looking like it. Yep. Yep. Hello, Blight Rot. Hello, Blight Rot. No? Or Blight Rot after damage? No, you wouldn't Blight Rot after damage. Huh? Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and develop my board. They kind of seem like they're board wiping, but there's no board wipe here, right? We've been playing this set for a long time. Pretty sure there isn't a board wipe here. In Exile your Stoic Grove guide. Nameless Inversion. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why you did it after combat. So Flame Chain Mauler maybe was actually a good draw. Okay, you lose a life. You can keep doing that if you want. I'm not going to block. I'm just trying to push damage. Menacing damage here. All right, we got there. Very nice. We beat the consistent Elves deck. So this is my second 3x run. A little tantalizing. Really hoping I don't lose this next one because 3 wins, you don't get anything. If I get another win, at least I'm getting some gems back. I don't think my deck is like the greatest deck I've ever drafted, but it's played out really nicely in every match we've had, except the one where I drew 9 lands and 4 non-lands, right? So knock on wood, hopefully this next one cooperates a little bit more. And I would at least get some gems back. That would feel pretty good. I've also been busy like all weekend. I really do post all my runs. I'm someone who doesn't just like post the good ones and throw away the bad ones. Sometimes something's like so bad that I don't post it, but that's very rare. And so this is like my second run period. I kind of feel it's tantalizing. It really makes me feel like if I'd had a lot of opportunities this weekend, I could have day 2'd, and I have day 2'd arena opens before. This is very keepable. But yeah, I just didn't have the time, but that's okay. You don't always have the time. So I'm gonna go in for a mountain. And then we're looking at Glimmermite into Squawk Roaster. Seems pretty sweet. Seems pretty sweet. No complaints here. I like the concept of my deck. It didn't totally come together, but I definitely like the idea behind it. So I'm gonna hold up for Glimmermite. I mean, Soulbright Seeker is good and all, but I like the idea of just like tapping their thing and then, okay, well, I will play a Glimmermite without any tapping or anything. I will untap itself. Why don't we do that? Glimmermite is nice as a trick, but I'm not going to like not play a Glimmermite just because they don't have something to tap. It seems like they do not have removal or counterspell, I mean. Squawk Roaster as a 2/4 could be better. Could be better. Could be worse. Especially with a Prismabasher coming down. Prismabasher and Squawk Roaster is a nice little combo. What's this? Swat Away? Or Temporal Cleansing? MFL Ryan Speaker. Oh, thank you, Endblaze Epiphany. I was just about to say, wish I had an Endblaze Epiphany. There you are. There you are. Shoot that guy for 4. The perfect draw. The perfect answer. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. Twin Flame? Yeah. Twin Flame plus Soulbright Seeker? Yeah. And then I can play Prismabasher off of Soulbright Seeker. I mean, removal is good. Removal is good and all, but face-up removal that depends on you having a creature against an Is It Spells deck, a little bit less good. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this line. And flying evasive damage is like really good here. Rooftop Percher, a little annoying. A little annoying. I'll admit it. I'll admit that's a little annoying. I'm going to play the Twin Flame Travelers as much as I want to play Prismabasher. Look, we already saw what Prismabasher can do when you have a Twin Flame Travelers out, doubling your triggers. So let's go ahead. Okay, I had to tap my red. Yeah, I can't give the Squawk Roaster trample. Let's go ahead and just play this guy. Well, okay, might as well attack first, right? I'm not adding to my Vivid count here, so might as well attack first. They will not block. Take 4. Bonk and bonk. And then, yeah, double trigger on Prismabasher should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Triggering for 3. 3 creatures get +3/+3, and then another 3 creatures get +3/+3. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Boulder Dash, that's annoying of you. It did not decrease my Vivid count, and you didn't kill Twin Flame Travelers. No, don't kill it now. Please, don't do it to me. Temporal Cleansing. Yeah, well, I will put that on top. Because then I can rip it with Kulrath Zealot. Well, that's annoying. I was just about to double trigger a Prismabasher, and you do that to me. But that's fine. There's more turns to be played. I mean, if I played Prismabasher here, I would make this guy a 9/9 and make them chump with Rooftop Percher. I think I can do better than that. Just play a 6/5. I don't even skip a draw step. Oh, double trigger the Kulrath Zealot. Didn't even think about that. Did not even think about that. That's awesome. No, I will not attack. I love that card. I'm holding on to that card forever. Okay, and then next turn, Squawk Roaster. Yeah, I don't think you can really make use of that right now. Really? Okay. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, right? You're just saying, like, I need counterplay. So yeah, let's go for the Squawk Roaster plus Flame Braider, probably. Okay, what is their plan if I just attack them, though? That's what I want to know. You don't have Swat Away. You don't have Swat Away. You don't have Tweeze. I guess they're not wanting to chump block, and they know I won't attack with Twin Flame Travelers. Are they just going to chump block? Like, what if I played Prismabasher right now, double triggered on both? It's not worth it, is it? Play Prismabasher, double trigger on both, cracking for 9 in the air. It's not worth it. But there's no destroy target attacking creature here. What is this? Do they think they can kill me? Confusing. Just put more power down, right? There's no double strike trick. What is there? Behold 3 elementals and make a copy. Champion of the Path? Like, what is there out? Okay, they're digging. Looking for blockers. Yeah, I guess their idea is just I'm not chump blocking with Rooftop Percher. Might as well try to get some counterplay. I guess that's the idea, but it didn't work. Hooray, we got some gems back. I like my deck. It's super fun. It's super fun. At least we got some gems back. If you like playing Magic like this, just splashing all over the place, packing as much power into your deck as possible, trying to make Squawk Roasters good, just like all the fun things to do in Magic, do go ahead and click subscribe. This is my style of Magic. Bar absolutely nothing. This is what I like to do. I like to just build decks that just go off, like do nothing, you know, barely survive, scrape by until like turn 4, and then it's just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, doubling all your triggers, landing 6/5s and triple buffing them. That's what I like to do. If you like that, follow along. I post a new draft every day, and we have a lot of fun here on this channel. Easy keep, easy keep. Love this hand. Don't kill my Flame Braider, please. Just please don't kill that guy. He's important to me, okay? This is an important individual in my life. Elf, you say? Oh, I'm quaking in my boots. Okay. Turn 2 Flame Braider. Turn 3. I'm not playing my Rooftop Percher yet. You can't Bogsloth's Embrace me. You can't Blight Rot me. You can't Assert Perfection me. Morkant's Eyes. Oh man. Okay, I can tell Rooftop Archer is going to be an important person in my life in the future. So let's open with a humble. Oh, I blundered. I'm actually sorry, everyone. I blundered. I was supposed to play Evolving Wilds because I'm not using that extra land. So I was supposed to play Evolving Wilds and get a forest. I'm getting loose. I need to focus up. My bad. That could matter. Okay. So you Surveil. Next turn, I'm playing Colruyt Zealot, and we are just racing to get damage down. Okay, you got your forest. That's probably what they put on top. I wonder if it's another like Marilyn situation. Everyone is splashing in the Elves deck into like Saltai or something, which I probably should have done in my Elf deck yesterday. Probably should have been a little bit splashier with it, but okay. Prideful Feastling is actually a pretty annoying one, isn't it? Actually, it doesn't really matter to me, does it? Okay, so first let's attack with the Guildweaver. I want to keep this treasure. It could help me like cast a Prismabasher one day. So I'm just going to play a land and Colruyt Zealot. And I'm feeling ahead on the board. Thank you, Flamebraider. Ooh, Twin Flame Travelers. Doubling my Rooftop Archer trigger, for example. Okay, interesting. They decided I mean, it makes sense. They want to like, you want to put like every elf you see in the bin when you have Morkant's Eyes. The temptation is just like put every elf in the bin at that point. But the moment they have the moment they have 4 cards to exile is when I'm going to Rooftop Archer them, right? Or let's put that another way. Next turn, they hit 5 lands. Maybe, depending on how many elves they have in the bin, maybe at that point. Okay, this is the Assert Perfection. That's annoying. Kind of like that doubling the triggers. Yeah, but I'm not going to play this and just exile 1 creature. So let's open with attacking with Colruyt Zealot, allowing them to double block. Or do I just attack with both? It's actually interesting. I kind of want to attack with both. Or I kind of want to attack with just Colruyt Zealot, let them double block, and their idea is like, hey, my Morkant's Eyes is powering up. But then I'm going to go Twin Flame Travelers into Rooftop Archer, double exiling cards from their bin, hopefully. So let's try to tempt them into like a block that looks like a lot of value, but actually isn't. This looks like, okay, this is fine. From their perspective, they're thinking, I'm going to get this back in Morkant's Eyes. Now I get a Surveil, maybe I get 4 elves in the bin. All these guys are coming back to me. But in reality, I am about to blow your mind. Let's crack this for a... Is there a reason to want double red at some point? Never, right? Never. Okay, so it's got to be the forest. Let's un-mana screw ourselves. And the next turn, Rooftop Archer, and goodbye, everybody. Making Morkant's Eyes terrible. Not Marilyn. Why do you do this to me? Every opponent I've ever faced has Marilyn and rips my removal for Marilyn right off the top instantly. It happens every time. Every game I lose to Marilyn. Every game I lose to Marilyn. Okay. That's just getting a little bit much because I just lost to Marilyn. Just lost to Marilyn in my last run. So I'm going to exile your entire graveyard. And now I'm just looking for my removal because I cannot attack into Marilyn. I'm playing a pretty good amount of removal this time. Last time I kind of wasn't, but this time I actually am. Putting an elf in the bin immediately. How lovely. Cards I can draw here. Pitiless Fists. Temporal Cleansing. They stole my Endblaze Epiphany. Assert Perfection would do it. Sure. Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna go just try to win, basically. Like, I need to just put power and toughness on the battlefield, essentially. Do I play this? The issue is if I draw Prismabasher, I'm going to cry. But I think Colruyt Mystic is how I start attacking, but they're just gonna crack Morkant's Eyes and just deck me out. Every draft I lose to Marilyn. So that Squawk Roaster would have been a Temporal Cleansing, but even Temporal Cleansing on Marilyn is not that great. I think I just need to do this because Flame King Guildweaver is going to get me another treasure anyway, so it's not that important. Just like the fact that it's a 4/5. I even called that it was Maryland from literally turn 1 when I saw Eclipse Realms, and it's just so helpless. Like the fact that Maryland rips your own removal for Maryland off of your library is really, really punishing. It is really punishing. And Maryland is so good for the elf deck specifically because it stops you from decking yourself before you deck the other person. It is more efficient at decking the other person. So I'm just going to attempt to impose some damage here. Attack. I can't attack with Squawk Roaster because Maryland can block it. What if I just attack with everything and say, okay, Maryland can start blocking things, and that's just how that goes? Like, suppose I did that, attack with everything. I mean, they're literally at 25. Next turn, they're going to make 4 2/2s, 5 2/2s, get 10 Maryland triggers, and deck me out. I guess my out is draw Assert Perfection. I shouldn't attack with everything here rashly because my out is a draw Assert Perfection. I'm so sick of losing to Maryland. Like, the thing that's frustrating about this bomb is it removed my removal for it. And that happened exactly in the last draft. I went 3-1. Then they played a Maryland and took my removal that I would have used on Maryland. They took my Bogso's Embrace out of my deck with their Maryland. We were completely in control of this game. And now there's just nothing to do about it because it's such an enormous creature and takes your removal for it out of your own deck. So there you go. Next, if I do another run of this event, I'm just going to put only cards in my deck that beat Maryland. Because that's the only way that I'm losing. Just facing all these Marylands. And I cannot draw my Assert Perfection. Which is exactly what happened to me last time. I had a Tristan's Command in my deck. Couldn't draw it. Just could not draw it. So, again, the way that I win, Shine Striker into Assert Perfection, something like that, and then just crack through in the air, and then maybe I get a Prismabasher to make my attacks in the air even bigger. I don't think they've exiled any of those yet. They're about to literally deck me for 14, right? So then I get 1 draw. So it's GG. The only thing to do is just try to push a little bit of damage and hope that they like screw up. They're literally about to deck me for 14. I'm so sick of losing to Maryland. Every event losing to Maryland. We had this game very under control. They decked me completely. All right, GG, whatever. Oh well. At least I got 1,000 gems back. If it had been almost any other bomb in the set, the top card in my deck was Endblade's Epiphany, and I would kill it. But because it rips the Endblade's Epiphany off of my deck, I don't get to draw my Endblade's Epiphany and kill it. Too bad. All right. I do post a draft every day, so until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.